if we were all the same in this world, like if we were all the same, if everyone was all the same, we all thought the same, we all did things the same, we all did things the same, it would be very, very boring, because there'd be no point in socializing. There'd be no point in getting to know that person, because we'd all know what each other's thinking. So for me, that's the beauty of diversity in society, the beauty of diversity. Being different, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. So, yeah. The beauty of diversity, the beauty of being different.
Did this process of Taekwondo help you find yourself?
Yes, I would say so. And also just being more in tune with who I am as an autistic person and an ADHD person. It made me just realize that being different isn't a bad thing. And I think because of my bullying, and because bullies and the people at school knew I was different, they felt they needed to change me, or I was also by staff members at some schools, to be honest. I was put down by teachers. There was this mastermind bully who would get every other pupil in the school to gang up on me and exclude me from everything they did. It made me feel like an outcast. The things that happened to me at school, it made me think, because I'm different, I'm worthless. Because I'm not the same as everyone else, I'm worthless. And I think it's because of the bullying. And that's where the emotional pain and the anger, I think, stems from. It stems from that. And that's why I'd come home in such aggressive states, because I just felt like I couldn't get proper friendship. I was treated badly at schooling environments, and that's why I'd come home crying, praying for friends. The anger issues would come out at home every day as a child. So, yeah. And when I first started Taekwondo, and the first instructor, Jimmy, he passed away from cancer. But he was the one who had a big influence in my life, a very big influence. He just made me see things from a different perspective, because I was so stuck on believing that because I was somehow different, I'm worthless. And I think that's why it happened to me. That's why I was so insecure about myself. Didn't feel like I was good for anything. And then when Jimmy came into my life, the way he would word things, he made me realize that being different isn't a bad thing. And he just made me see something that I never saw in myself before, and that was a self-worth. And that's what gave me the confidence to keep going in my Taekwondo. And just, the confidence to keep going and to push as hard as I can, and to just,
Yes. What Jimmy gave to you, is that what you want to give to somebody else?
Yeah. Well, Jimmy was like the main instructor that really had an impact in my life. Like he was just so good with adolescents and youngsters. So good with them. Like, he just had this way of just like making you see your worth. I don't know, he just had that in him. And it was very unfortunate for him to pass away from cancer. He died from cancer, and I attended his funeral, and he was like a 3rd-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and he was teaching at Baobab, and he was just so good with the kids. There was kids with Down syndrome, there was like highly autistic kids at the school at the time, and he was just so good with them. He was just very understanding, he was patient, he was just so good. I think he had that gift in him to be good with those people. That he just had that gift. So that's what I want to continue forward.
What do you think are your gifts?
Pretty much the same as him. Only difference is I can understand the struggle of an autistic person and an ADHD person, because I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was in grade 3. I think I was also diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, or apparently they don't call it Asperger's syndrome now, they call it autism. It's just called autism, the autism spectrum. And then there are people that are higher and lower. So, but I believe that I mean, it's just the patience that Jimmy had. I think that was his talent. The patience he had with those people was just extraordinary. It's just the patience he had. So yeah, the patience he had, the understanding, just like he was able to, he was really able to. And like that, there were times not too long before he passed away, I think like when he got cancer and got really sick, and despite having cancer and being really sick, he would still come and teach, which was incredible. Like he was in such bad condition, his weight started to drain, and he would still come and teach Taekwondo despite his sickening state, or the states he was in. He was a very good example of the Taekwondo tenets, if you ask me. He really embodied the tenets, if you know what I'm saying. He embodied those tenets. They weren't just words to him, he embodied them. I feel I can continue what Jimmy did, because I know he's passed away now, and I feel I can continue that legacy, just like him. So yeah, he just made me see things, he made me see that being different wasn't always a bad thing. It's good to be you, it's good to be yourself, be different, be unique. Makes you special, It's my goal. Yeah. So I feel that's what it's like. That the healing of Taekwondo, the psychological aspect, the psychological healing of it, of the art. Yeah.